I need some lotion, cuz.
All right. We'll get started with Katie. Go ahead, Katie.
Hey, Phil, you've done this a couple times now, being an older guy on the team. What kind of becomes different for y'all when you're prepping for the college football playoff practices besides just y'all don't have to go to class right now?
Oh man, it's a whole different focus. You know, we get to spend a lot of time in here and just watch a lot of film and get to prepare without, worrying about school. So I think that's a great deal for us.
Mike.
Yeah, Phil, you guys definitely, you were underdogs for the Georgia game, and I think it motivated you, it seemed like. How do you adjust that now that you're going back to being the number one team going into the playoff?
Just keep going in with that same mentality. Don't worry about the outside factors. The number one stuff don't mean nothing. It's all about us in this facility, just working hard and just grinding. So we ain't got to worry about the outside factors. Don't let none of that get to us. Number one doesn't mean nothing. We still got to work.
Michael.
What do you remember about Derek Gore as a teammate, and what's going to be like to see him again as an opponent?
You talking about Jerome Ford?
Yes, talk about Jerome Ford.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm an idiot. I was thinking about the wrong guy.
Man.
My bad.
Jerome was a great young cat for me around here. I always liked Jerome, and he always ran hard. He ran that ball pretty good, and he still do. So, I know we're gonna have to stop the run when it comes down to him running that ball.
Charlie.
Yeah, hey Phil, we haven't talked to you since the banquet. Just what did it mean for you to be named a team captain by your teammates?
It means a lot. Just when I was coming in as a freshman, I got to see, how the program was ran. And at the end of the season, you get to see, all those great guys become captains. And just for me to be mentioned as one, I think it's something that I always wanted to do since I got here as a freshman. And I think it paid off. And I'm just appreciative of my teammates for looking at me like that. Like I told them, man, I do anything for those guys. And I'm always going to be around, to motivate them. I'm always going to be one call away. So I just appreciated them look at me as a team captain, and I always will be one for them.
Nick.
Hey, Phil, from that Georgia game, I mean, what do you think are the most important things to basically take from that, from a defensive standpoint, moving forward in the playoff?
Just playing to keep playing together. I think that's the biggest thing that we improved on. Everybody playing together, being on the same page, and just communicating. So I think we just gotta continue to communicate and keep growing as a team.
Charlie.
Yeah, Phil, with you guys being in the playoff now, obviously you chose to come back for a fifth year. Is this kind of the reason or one of the reasons why you and guys like B-Rob chose to come back to be in this position once again?
Most definitely. I think this is one of the biggest reasons why we chose to come back. We also get the chance to, to improve, also just create more value for ourselves. So, and this is the time, that I think everybody the guys that did come back, we get to do it on a big stage just like this.
Final questions for Phil. Go ahead, Charlie.
Similar to that, you also accepted an invite to the Senior Bowl. With this and the season you put together, is that just another step in trying to prove your worth to the next level?
That's most definitely. It's another opportunity to increase my my value. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity that they gave me, and it's always been a dream come true, and I just get to I'll be happy to go there to represent the University of Alabama and also my family.
Thank you, Phil. Brian will be up next. All right, we'll get started with Michael. Go ahead.
I'll do this better this time. So Jerome Ford. What do you remember about Jerome Ford as a teammate, and what's it going to be like seeing him as an opponent?
Jerome, he's one of those guys who, he works his butt off, fast guy, physical guy, know how to finish his plays well. So it's exciting, be able to play against Jerome on the other side of the ball on, one of these biggest stages. And, I'm excited to see, how he handles that, with, being in another program and, me being in the same program that he started in. That's an exciting matchup. Can't wait to see how it turns out.
Charlie.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, even though he is now at another team and a team you're going to play against in the college football playoff, are you kind of excited to see him forge his own path and doing well at Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'm super excited for him. He came here. It might not turn out how he wanted it to turn out for him, and he had to make a decision for himself and his family. He left and he joined a program that that was upcoming and just help build onto that program and help lead them to where they are now. And I'm just so proud of, the progress he made with, joining another program and, making it to this point.
Tony.
Yeah, Brian, with Manuel Henderson being an in-state guy, did you play a part in recruiting with him? And have you actually gotten to see him play at all in any of his high school games?
Well, I played a small part, in his recruitment. Whenever he come down to the campus, I just made sure, I talked to him and just holler at him a little bit. Just make sure he need anything. While he down, in town, just making sure he comfortable with everything around here and just kind of seeing where his head at, with the program. And I had a chance to kind of watch some of his highlights, just during the season. Then like have a chance to like make any of his games, with us being in the season also.
Mike.
Seems like you guys fed off a lot of that underdog energy against Georgia. Now that you're back in that number one spot, at least in terms of the seed, just what are some of the challenges in trying to adjust and trying to be that number one team again, or being that number one team?
I mean, we just gotta have that same approach as when we were the underdog. That the energy we came with, when we were doubted, and they had us as the underdog, and we brought a certain type of energy, just to make people, kind of respect, our team. And I feel like we just gotta continue that energy on, and whether we're the underdog or not, we gotta continue to show that same enthusiasm. We gotta bring that same energy as a team.
Charlie.
Yeah, I asked Phil the same thing, but being in this position, after choosing to come back for a fifth year, is this kind of what you envision, the reason or one of the reasons you came back to be in a position to compete for a national championship?
Yes, this is one of the exact reasons why I came back, to be able to play, in big games like this, and, just, to be able to play for it all, just to have that opportunity. Like, there's, a lot of, the reason why I came back just for opportunities like this.
Michael.
Yeah, what were you doing Saturday night when Bryce won the Heisman? What was your reaction? What was, how's it been like since he's been back in the building?
Well, my reaction was, like Bryce, that's my locker buddy. We sit right beside each other, every day. And, and I just, I talk to him and I just make sure he got his head on straight. So, I was having dinner at a steakhouse when he won the Heisman, and I was just proud of him, just happy for him. And, I just know, the humble guy he is, that he would, win the trophy and he would return back here and he would be ready to, show up and be ready to prepare for this next game.
Katie.
Hey, Brian, how different is it for the team when y'all are preparing for the playoffs and you kind of don't have the distraction of class for a couple of weeks? And then just how ready are you and the rest of the guys to get back out on the practice fields after a couple of days off?
Well, I think, this is a great opportunity for our team to, just focus in on, just what we got to do, prepare for our next game, and, it brings us some light as a team, just being done with classes and, kind of having that off our shoulders for a couple of weeks. So that gives a lot of guys, who may have been, just struggling with classes and just, having problems during school to just kind of be able to practice and, get ready for this game stress-free, not have to deal with school or anything other than football right now.
Charlie.
Speaking of having some time off, it's been some time now between games. Just how are you feeling physically? And was it good to kind of have some time off, have a break to kind of rest that muscle?
Well, I feel a lot better physically. I have some of, the best athletic trainers, in the country down there. I just, spend extra time with them and, they'll make sure and they do everything in their power, to get you feeling better.
Nick.
Hey, Brian, at what point this season, for Bryce, did you realize that this could be a really special year for him?
Just since the first game of the season, when he came out, starting quarterback, he just, he handled himself so well. It's been a journey. It's been some ups and downs, with our team, and he just kind of stepped up into his role, and he just done everything, in his power, to put himself in that position. Just so proud for him.
Final questions for Brian. Okay, thank you, Brian.